We love hip hop.
I do. What you got for me, dog?
Quiet on the set.
Oh, Lord God.
Oh, Lord.
Jesus.
Now, I sent out the bat signal to you guys. I know B3, you didn't get to catch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or get it.
Prime.
You got to watch the 4 episodes that they have, right?
Yeah, man. There's more to come.
This is the documentary series that came out on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
The whole behind the scenes of the dark history and just some of the weird stuff that was right in our face. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like all that slime stuff that they were showing. Like a lot of the sliming stuff was very, when you look at it in hindsight, sexual.
Yeah, I know. Very, very like,
bro.
But
how they had the kids doing all these things, bro?
This is what I'm saying though. Okay, because I have sisters,
and you're a parent, dog.
And I'm a parent. Well, my sister, who is now, okay, I got some sisters. They range from in their 30s to still their 20s. So I'll be walking into the houses in my house or whatever, and see my sisters watch these shows.
Yeah,
from when they were younger, and I wasn't really thinking anything of it. Honestly, I wasn't. Right? Sexually, I wasn't thinking anything like, oh, that girl just got slime on her. I would just be like, ha, everybody in this shit getting slimed on. You know what I'm saying?
Some of the shots of the slime that they would do look like a
very uncomfortable.
A shot.
Very uncomfortable. Very, very, very uncomfortable. Now that I'm older and I'm seeing it and I'm taking it and I'm like, a lie.
They had they're showing the thing with Ariana Grande trying to squeeze the potato.
A potato, dog.
And trying to squeeze
it looks
water
bad.
out of a potato. But it looked very suggestive. You know what I'm saying?
And let me show you the what would you call it? It's the position of like over the bed.
Oh, that one. Yo, I don't understand how this is not like behind the scenes stuff that got, put into the documentary. This is stuff that was on the show. There's a shot, B3, of her laying on the bed, right? Saying, I'm trying to drink the water. And she just pouring. So they made her lay against the bed.
Like her head down here.
With her head over on the edge, pouring water on her face. Like, who's setting up this? Like, whenever I was watching it yesterday with my girl, I'm
who's writing the script, bro?
But who's setting up the shots and then somebody saying, that sounds cool, let's shoot it. Like, nobody's saying, that's weird.
What are you doing?
Like, this is the problem. And besides these people in the documentary who were like, yo, these guys treated us bad as like employees, the sexism and stuff like that. Like, you guys let a lot of this shit slide. So shouldn't they be accountable too?
When you're trying to keep your job at that time, maybe, and you're not getting paid, you work. Remember, he's making them work for something weeks, 11 weeks, 16 weeks, and 5 of them no pay. Bruh.
No, he was trying to, and we're talking about Dan Schneider, who was one of the main producers on a lot of the big shows. He had 2 women working for 1 salary.
That's crazy. And then the man gets a flipping whole salary. That's some weird stuff, dog.
Yeah.
That means you're doing something, yo.
Yeah, they got some fishy stuff going on.
And they were showing how his relationship with Amanda Bynes started getting a little bit too close.
To Drake something. What's his name?
Drake Bell. That's the next guy. The next guy who was a next producer on one of their shows, or on a bunch of their shows. When they brought him in, and when they started interviewing Drake Bell, they were saying that like they had Drake Bell's dad there, and his dad was like, "Yo, I was keeping my eye on him. I would never like leave people in the room alone." But he was going through a divorce with his wife.
He got pushed out.
As soon as he divorced his wife and his wife took over, she didn't want to drive down to California or down to the studio all the time. So she started letting the producer pick him up. That went from having to drive him to the studio to, why don't you just let him sleep in my crib? And then
woke up,
went out of control.
Yeah, bro. And like, that's the part where it's like, that's when it started to get a little bit,
it got dark
and uncomfortable for me, because I was just like, man, I don't want none of my kids in this shit.
Also, the guy Drake Bell, he's had his share of issues as well, right?
Yeah.
He went through a case because he had contacted a 12-year-old or something like that, right? So
what?
Yeah. Drake Bell's he's not
It was
clean.
a while ago.
Yeah. He had a wild case.
Because he's used to, he's groomed for this. They groomed him.
Well, that's the conversation that's been going around, right? Like when it comes to guys like that, right? Who have been, touched in the
It's like a
past and stuff
trauma thing.
like are they transferring trauma or is that a thing? Or because there's some people who say, they've been touched and they ain't going to touch nobody in the future.
They would never do that.
Right? Because of the fact that like they're not trying to transfer that pain. But then there's others like R. Kelly, they said the same thing about him.
But then that means you liked it.
Or it stems
That
from
means they liked it, dog.
I don't know.
or it stems from
I know.
anger.
Anger.
They
Then you
did to
wouldn't
me,
do
I'm
it.
gonna do it to every
No, you
know?
wouldn't do that, bro. You wouldn't do that, bro.
We
That-
don't know, fam. We got to be in their head.
Yeah, man.
I know, but you know what? I've met a lot of people that have went through that. I know a lot of people that have went through that, and I don't want to say nothing like crazy, but a couple of them who admitted it later in their life to me, as now they're older, as they're they can say, yo, no, like honestly, I liked it. It's until I got caught. It's until my mom caught me or with the dude or whatever. That's when I acted like that.
Yeah.
But they liked it. You know what I'm saying?
That's mud.
Because that's when they do it to other people. You see what I'm saying? If you say you went through them type of trauma, dog, you're not doing that to somebody else's people. Them, you're not even going around somebody like that if you feel.
Yeah, but how do you know
I
when
gave
you're a
that back.
kid what you like and what you don't like?
Oh, you know, kids know. Come
Like
on,
you're still learning, right?
exactly. But you'll know, right? Like being real. You know what I'm saying? You know, like when
Nah, fam. If you're like a 4-year-old, you don't know shit, right?
well, yeah, but then you're being taught it. Someone's teaching you to like it.
Yeah, so you're being taught in a messed up way. Now
Yeah.
you're gonna grow up, and I'm gonna give bail to everybody, right? You're
Yeah.
growing up, being taught from way too young, one,
Yeah,
and then being taught by a monster,
yeah.
right? You might grow up and become a monster.
A lot of these shows
very
and
much so.
sets too, like they're the people that they're around them for like 10 plus years, depending on how long the show goes and how many
Yeah.
series,
A
how
lot
many
of
seasons
time.
they have.
A
They
lot of
grow
time.
up. A lot of the time they start out as a kid in the show, and then
And
you'll
they
see them at the end of the
transform.
show be like,
They're
18 years old, finally being an adult, and you're like,
Yeah.
wow, like this person grew up the whole time.
With you.
But behind the scenes, the people at the producers, the people at the show, the camera crew, whoever's there, that's who they know.
Yeah,
That's
their
life.
family.
That's their school, because they don't probably go to school because
They go to school on set,
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's their whole life.
and then one kid will be missing,
Yeah, that's Drake Bell,
and then the other girl too.
Amanda Bynes.
Bynes.
And even with her, fam, like she's crashed out over the years, fam. She's not well.
None of them.
Have you seen Amanda Bynes over the years? She's the only time she's gotten any type of spotlight in the tabloids or anything is because she's not well. Like some drug overdose,
Fuck.
rehab, something, or what you call it, going to some kind of psychosis center or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Man.
Yeah. Like
Man.
these kids are messed up from being on that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man.
the thing that disturbs me about this whole thing
Yeah.
is that the footage that we were watching in all of the footage that they were replaying, like the black kid, they made him into
The tights and stuff, and then they made him into skin and look like balls and dick on his shoulders.
Yo, what the hell, fam? How is it that we're not watching cutting room floor stuff?
Now we are. We're smarter now.
This is the
as people.
stuff that we're seeing that was
In our-
on. It was
in our face.
publicized.
Paused. It was in our face.
It was on the TV.
Yeah.
Like you would think that this documentary we're watching stuff that didn't make the cut. And we're seeing, oh wow, that was wild. Like what he had they had dicks on his suit almost.
It's crazy
like,
how plain sight it was.
Yeah.
it was right
You just
there.
don't-
It was
Yeah.
noses.
You just didn't
It was
see it.
nose. It was supposed to be noses because he was
didn't take it
Mr.
in.
Nose Man,
Yeah.
right? But dog, when you seen the thing, dog, it looked like hood on his shoulders.
For what reason, fam? Like, what are these guys trying to get off
Yo,
by doing that?
remember when no offense to any white guys, because I know not all white guys are like this, but you know how white guys have that, they have that humor. They like to play around too much humor, that gay humor shit. Like even though they're not gay neither. But in this case, these guys they're like that.
The
right?
producers.
The producers are psychotically nasty.
Yeah, man, because you have to be like, let me get my little sick jokes off on the kids' costumes.
And see if you notice it. And see if they notice it.
Yo, but fam, were they not trying, like, okay, if you put all these little quote-unquote Easter eggs in there, right? Were you not trying to have people decipher it in the future? Or did you just want to leave them as Easter eggs? Like, nobody would ever know. Like, for them to want to put it together a documentary and now be able to point out all these things, you did that. Yeah. Why did you do that? Do you think nobody was going to look at this in the future and be like, this is weird?
You think maybe it's a way to keep it alive?
I think there's
if it does die out, now it's like there's a reason to talk about it more.
You know, like with serial killers, like they do, like they collect stuff.
Yeah. Or they leave trails.
They leave trails and stuff like that. Yeah. But like technically you're trying to get away with bodies. You shouldn't leave nothing. But there's a part of them that want people to be able to see their work. You know, when they do get caught, they'll be like, yo, this is what I did. I think there's a little bit of that in these producers. Because you can't tell me that without a documentary that came out, like there's already YouTube videos on shit like this. This is not the documentary is just the newest thing that everybody can talk about here. Yeah. But there's YouTube videos talking about all these little Easter eggs, I'll say again, that are stuck in Nickelodeon stuff, Disney stuff.
Disney, yeah, cartoons do them too.
Yeah, like why would you do this unless you want to get caught in the future, fam?
Did you hear what I said? They're not expecting you to get caught. They're like, look how stupid the viewer is. We're putting it plain sight and they're not seeing it.
They don't think that nobody's gonna catch it, fam?
Fam, no.
They think they think everybody's that stupid?
Yes.
That's crazy. Yes. I refuse to believe that they don't think, if they're smart enough to put it in there, that there might be one person who's looking at that saying, that looks like a dick in the picture right there.
Hold on. No, you wouldn't, because you're gone on. You're and the way they made now TV is so fast. You're watching your YouTubes. They got to bring that up. Everything's a conspiracy theory now, right?
Yeah.
In today's day and age, right? So it has to be an insider. That's like me working, where we all work. And then, you know what I mean? You have your boss, and your boss is doing some weird stuff, and you're letting it go by because you're getting your check. But now the game is over. It's been 10, 20 years since you've been done. Let me show them what's going on.
A whistleblower.
Right? Yeah, it had to be one. Like, now you see the women in the documentary now talking. They're the ones who said, nah, I know what's going on. He told me to make the suit.
When I look at those women who were complaining about the stuff that was happening to them, these things are happening to them with their, inequalities and wages and stuff like that. But you're also complicit on writing these dirty jokes and filming these wild scenes and stuff like that. Like, you're just as guilty.
You are, but you didn't see what they said. There was one point where he said when he would be on set is when he would be doing the most screaming to them to rearrange some of the writing.
Yeah.
Because you'd be telling the kid, oh, you can do this to make it more funnier. Yeah. So they're writing it one way, and that's why they weren't getting paid.
Man will come in the last minute. No, put a dick in there.
Thank you. Now put some slime on her face like it's a shot.
Sorry, guys, this wasn't in the script.
Yeah, they're running it like it was a set, pretty much, right? Like as if it was a set.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, now you really have to think, like, where did his cameramen come from? Did he hire them from porn sets in Hollywood? No,
fam, they had the second guy who assaulted Drake Bell.
Yeah.
He was already convicted of something before. Right? So like, they hired a guy who was a convicted pedophile, basically.
No security checks. That's crazy.
That's the thing. The years, because of all these things that have happened, now they've been more, diligent on their security checks and all that. But it took you guys hiring pedos to do that, bro?
Yeah, but they're all like that then. That's his friend. The music industry, you don't get through the music industry with not knowing somebody. It's the same way as Hollywood, dog. You don't get into Paramount. These guys are all Schneider. Listen to the last name, dog.
No, but even him, he's been in Hollywood from forever, bro.
Thank you, but there's something behind the name.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, his dad his dad is a multimillionaire too. They thought he would have never became anything. If you dig deep. And now he's become who he's become. But then his little other boy over there who has a last name kind of similar to his with a dir or a green span or something at the end. Something, fish. Bro.
This nigga try to get us taken off the air, bro.
Oh, man. Not just being real with it, bro. Because I watched it. So it showed, it gave me enough knowledge to know that these guys have to all be friends for that to slide. For you to be down, like for you to bring back a guy that's been known for doing these things, y'all are friends.
Well, that's how Hollywood is, man.
Exactly. Dog.
And even with these guys, they're all free. That's the thing that's got me like,
what do you mean?
Baffled. They're free. Like the man Dan Schneider just did an interview the other day trying to clean up the shit. Yeah. You don't got an orange suit on, fam, or a blue suit or whatever they got over there. Like, walk on, fam. Like, there's a bunch of shit that people are saying that you did. Nobody's charged any of these guys.
Payola.
Like there's kids involved. Nobody's charging the guy, bro.
Payola, and his uncle's probably the judge. And the one.
Yo, that's crazy.
They gotta be connected in a way because that's it's pretty sickish. The stuff
and
that they're doing. There's no way that's not like.
It shows the racial, even the racial structure also, because when the documentary came out about R. Kelly, it was downhill for R. Kelly. Like he was locked up within a week. You know what I'm saying? They
took his music off of all platforms.
All of that.
Did they take anything off of Nickelodeon?
I'm sure Nickelodeon still exists.
Can we watch an Amanda Thing show or whatever?
The Amanda Bynes show? I'm sure you can find episodes on YouTube of the Amanda Bynes show. For sure.
You know what I was also thinking when I was watching this? They have a Canadian version to this, don't they?
Well, that's what Degrassi was on. No, it wasn't a Canadian version.
YTV.
But YTV's
CTO kids back in the day. A lot of I want to know what happened to a lot of those kids.
And they distributed the Degrassi show to Nickelodeon back in the days. So not to say that they yo just chill. I knew you were gonna go there right away.
Drake.
Just chill. There's only the one Drake that was involved in that.
Yeah, I know, but you know enough time they try to come at our guy, right?
No, but like they filmed that over here. They were on Canadian soil.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know if it was pedo free at the studio over there at the Degrassi Studios.
It probably was
but they took that, packaged it, and then distributed it over to the States. They were over there at those Nickelodeon
before we
studios.
get caught for the same thing Nickelodeon's doing over there.
No, but even now that you mention that,
got me thinking.
All that Nickelodeon stuff.
Yeah.
They might have to do a examination on YTV and all those
Canadian ones.
Yeah.
I want that now.
See what's going on back in there.
Oh.
But look at this. The Amanda Bynes show, Nick Rewind, is on the Nick Rewind channel. So they have a Nickelodeon Rewind channel. Okay, 2.5 million views from 6 years ago. This other one, 2.5 million views, both on the Nick Rewind channel. So they have their own YouTube channels. This is probably one of their YouTube channels.
Wasn't Nick Cannon on Nickelodeon?
I don't remember. Remember, we older than a lot of the stuff that went. Was he B3? Was Nick Cannon ever on Nickelodeon?
I think he started off when he was younger.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
A lot of the big. Like artists too. Like,
I used to think Nick Cannon owned Nickelodeon. Sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That would have been a sick company for him.
I want to see what their YouTube is looking like. So this is their YouTube channel.
Oh, Good Burger. These youths too were from Nickelodeon too.
Yeah.
But you see, you probably couldn't touch the black ones. They were different.
No, some of the parents that were there, they were like really on them.
Yeah.
So they didn't get as much love because their parents were too much in
it.
Like, get out of the room. We're trying to do dirty stuff. Like, get these parents out of here.
I can see it in your eyes. You trying to
now your kid ain't gonna get a better part now because you're just too much around
messing
here.
It all
you're
up.
Not letting us touch your kid.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, that was the MO over there. Like, if the parents were too much good parents, your kid's not gonna
get on.
You're not gonna get on, fam.
Yeah, sorry.
You gotta leave. Go in the other room.
What did the kids say?
Home.
What did the kids say that I had to wear the tights all the time? He's like, every time I got a new gig, I thought I was one step out of the hood, but really is one step back more into it.
Yeah.
They also have a Nick Music company as well.
Bro, they're alive and well. Their YouTube channel has 10.9 million subscribers. If I go on there, I'm sure the content is not from 5 years ago. Their trailers their intro trailers from a month ago.
Like,
right?
Yeah, man.
4 hours ago, they just dropped a piece of content. Nickelodeon is still alive and well, fam.
Well and kicking.
You know what I'm saying? And they're still using some of the old IPs, some of these old shows to push their channel. Look, why is there a Good Burger clip from a day ago? So some of this shit is, you're still pushing the shit.
Yeah.
Yo, I feel, all these kids need to get checked, bro.
Yo, fam, all of these shows that are here in these lists, these are shows that were, some of these shows were involved in the whole documentary. How are they still pushing this, fam? Yo, fam.
young Dylan. He's that kid. I seen him around. Hope they're not touching him.
Oh, okay. Listen, I'm glad you mentioned Dylan. I want to give Dylan a little love before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Listen, salute to all of the people, the families, the kids, anybody who are the grown people now. Okay.
Yeah.
Get well, because it's a lot of mental health that's been messed up from this.
We love hip hop.